That's good. So you can wait. You can come back if you want at the end. You understand it? Okay. All right. So I know y'all were looking at this acronym and wondering what it means. Anybody want to guess? That's why I put the period so y'all could guess it's an acronym. Anybody want to know what it means? All right. So we. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and stop right there. But anyway, no, ain't no hints. No hints. No, we good. Good try though, Stephanie.
We gotta know what category it is.
Yeah, all right. Well, how about this then? So we talked. Okay, let's do it a little bit. Right, yeah. So, okay, so we talked about, diversity. We talked about inclusion, and we talked about cultural competency. Obviously, we didn't go deep into either, but we touched on them, right, nonetheless. And this class being urban politics and decision making, that's a lot. That title, the class title, has a lot in it. And a lot of your decisions that you'll make are going to be based on your understanding of diversity, inclusion, cultural competency, and also knowing, the pros and cons of your decisions. And somebody asked me not too long ago, how do I make decisions? And the way I make decisions, I consider a couple things. One, can I live with the results of the decision that I make? And can I live with the results of not making a decision? So should I do it? Here's what will happen. Should I decide not to? Here's what will happen. So either or both, they have consequences. And can you live with that? Right? That's really what it comes down to. But something that you guys have to understand is you're getting your education. Obviously, we have a couple seniors in here, a few seniors who will be walking. So way to go. But you need to understand that when you get a college degree, that sort of puts you in a different position, right? I mean, it should, right? I mean, ideally, if you get a college degree, that should separate you from folks that don't have a degree, right? So if you have a high school diploma, okay, that's one thing. You have an associate's degree, that's another thing. You have a bachelor's degree, well, that's something different entirely, right? And so, again, when you get an associate's degree, that means you are associated with the curriculum. That's what it means. You and the curriculum met and hung out. Y'all didn't really go too far. Y'all kissed a little bit, but y'all ain't really, you know what I mean? Y'all held hands at the movies, but it's an association. A bachelor's degree means you understand the curriculum. Not only did you hang out with it, but now you have a greater understanding of the curriculum. That means you proved enough through your classes, and if you had exams or papers or whatever the case may be, you demonstrated that you understand the curriculum. That's what a bachelor's degree means. A master's degree means you've mastered some aspects of certain curricula, and now you can teach the curriculum. And when you get a doctorate, right, PhD or whatever you have, MED, whatever your JD, whatever it is, now you've demonstrated that you can create curriculum. Does that make sense? So if you guys who are getting a bachelor's degree, now you're going to let the world know that you understand the curriculum. So that means the world's expectations of you will change. Period. So whatever people expected of you when you only had a high school diploma or a high school diploma only, those expectations will change as soon as you walk across that stage. Okay, so now when you go into this world and you start to be elevated, in this class right now who's sitting in this room is 100% minority and 90+% women. Right? Okay. So here's what you need to expect as you advance as a woman and or a person of color. You can absolutely expect this across every spectrum, every business, community, churches, educational institutions, whatever it is. You can expect this in the medical field, whatever path you choose. With this degree, you are now on a path to, your trajectory has probably went from flat to upward. So when you go up, here's what's going to happen to you, and you need to be prepared for this. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'll let you decide. One, you're going to be the first one. All right? You're going to be the first one. First one, first woman, first person of color, the first one to ever hold that position. The first one we've ever hired. We've never had a person of color or a woman in a position like this. You're the first one. Prepare yourself to be the first one somewhere, somehow. If not now, later. But at some point, you're going to be the first one. Got that? Yes. If you're not the first one, or maybe you are the first one, you may also be the only one. So you're going to be the only one.
We've been dealing with that for a while though.
Absolutely. But it becomes even more apparent as you become educated, as you get more and more credential. Because you live in a country, America, that probably in roughly 30% of the entire population have college degrees. 30%. So just by that alone, you moved into another group that's almost elite. And then if you get a graduate degree, now it's about 17% of the population with a degree higher than a bachelor's. So just that alone, black, white, or whatever you are, you're going to step into a category where there's not a whole lot of people. So now, couple that with your gender and your race. You're going to be the only one in the room. I've been in situations where it would be a room full of vice presidents, and I'm the only person of color sitting in that room. And only people who've been the only one knows what that feels like. So what I used to do, now see, it used to frustrate me. Man, it seems like the higher I climb, the less I see people that look like me in the room. And it used to frustrate me. Say, man, this isn't right. But what happened, and I actually wrote an article about this, oh man, this probably had to be, I don't know, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, it was in some national magazine. But what I did is I took that and I all of a sudden, instead of becoming this unique, different person everyone in the room stares at, I became an educator right there on the spot. Because it was my responsibility right there to become a teacher to those people who aren't used to seeing people like me at their level. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. So the only one in the room, imagine how many of y'all know what that feels like? The only one at that level in the room, and no one in the room looks like you, and they're all looking at you. Now, so if you ain't the first one, you'll probably be the only one. Yes, ma'am.
Do you think they're looking at you because they don't know what they're going to
I got this microphone on. Can you speak up a little louder? Go ahead. What'd you say?
Do you think that them looking at you, they don't know what to expect, or it's like more so like, what are you doing here?
Okay, anybody ever been to the zoo? Anybody ever been to the zoo?
Yeah.
And then you go and you look at these animals, and then say you see a bunch of tigers or I don't know, say apes or whatever, and then there's one that looked different. You ever saw an animal?
White one like
they look, yeah, and no disrespect to the rest of them, but this other one looks different, almost exotic, right? Right? That's what happens. So they're wondering. I mean, I know you're a human. You got 2 arms and 2 legs and eyes and a nose, so I know. But you, what are you? Like how, what, who? They don't know. So immediately, that white lion can care less what color he is. All he knows is he just like every other lion. But people looking at that lion, wondering, they have questions. So now you become an educator. So what I would do when I knew I was different, so instead of looking at myself as something less than the people in the room, I became an exotic animal at the zoo. And once I realized I was exotic, I started thinking of words like commodity, custom, unique. Like you're not gonna find me at Walmart. You know when you go buy stuff, certain things you can't get at Walmart. Now you got a whole lot of people here that are Walmart people. Like you can find them anywhere. But certain people, you have to order from a different country and you gotta wait a month for delivery. And when the delivery gets there, you still have to buy the maintenance plan because they don't have regular mechanics that can work on you. The closest thing I can think of with myself when I draw a comparison is maybe I'm a Tesla. Because you just don't ride past Tesla shops. And you can't Google Tesla shops. You don't see a strip mall and it has, check and go, quick check, Benji's hair salon, and Tesla, Tesla. You don't see that. So what I realized was, wait a minute, it's not a whole lot of me, so I'm gonna use this to my advantage. So then I went from slumping over to sitting up straight. And I said, well, wait a minute. So now when I go into the meeting, I walk a little bit slower and I can hear music in the background. It changed. I had music behind me and I walked in slower. And all the heads turned when Kirk Ray Smith walked into the room. Because it used to be, man, this is hard, man. Ain't no black people. I'm the only black person. Everybody is a racist. I don't feel no waste time. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far. I used to walk in like that. You know what I'm saying? I used to walk in like, wait a minute. But then I changed. And I started. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So then they said, well, what happened to Kirk? So he realized his only status was actually putting me at a much higher status than anybody else in the room. Because I looked different and I was special. And you couldn't tell me, so that white tiger started circling the glass way more often. See all the people running to the glass? He see all the little brown tigers running around, and he busts up in the middle, like, now look, like, white? Man, I'm built for this. So check this out. The camera, child, please. There's no camera. Hey, I'm gonna be speaking today at this thing at 12 for Rom. So believe me, I'm bringing it. Y'all. They told me I got 3 minutes. I'm giving them 2:59, bro. Oh y'all. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Oh, you'll see. All right. So and then I'm gonna drop the mic and leave. All right. So first one, only one, or the last one. Right? So you're going to be or the last one. Go ahead. You was going to say something.
Oh, did you feel like you had to, like, I know you say, like, that's you your way, like, all the time, but when you're around all these other professional people, do you feel like you have to, like, put on, like, a professional voice, or are you doing
Nope. What I learned how to do, good question. So her question was, did I have to put on a professional voice or sort of change my vernacular or my approach or whatever around these other professional people? So see, here's what I learned a long time ago. The only person that I could be and never fail at it is myself. I could be myself 24/7 without error, with no mistake. I can be me accurately 24/7. What did happen though is that I realized that not only was I equal and no less than any of these people, in some instances, I was even better. And see, the worst thing that can happen for a person that doubts you, that thinks you're inferior to them, is when you demonstrate the opposite, and that scares them. So you think about President Obama. Right now, look, I'm an independent. I don't have any, no political party persuasion. I didn't agree with everything Obama did or whatever. I've never agreed with everything a president did. But here's the thing. Remember when he was running, they kept saying that he was inexperienced. You remember that? He's not smart enough. He has not enough experience, so he can't be president. Then, when he became president, and they recognized not only was he smart enough, he was smarter than a lot of other people that was in the room. And then they said they went from not being smart enough to you can't trust them. What often happens with people who think they're better than you, they come up with ways to keep you less than them. If that's not true anywhere else, at least in their own mind, they want to keep you less, and they want to come up with ways to question who you are, what you're about. So if you're not qualified, but then you become more than qualified, then it's a character issue. You see? So they went from a technical ability to character. Here's my advice to everybody in this room. Don't allow yourself to don't allow your talents or abilities or connections to put you in any position your character can't keep you. If you don't have the character, don't take the job. Character is not just about telling the truth. Character is the way you handle things. So now, if you don't do it right, chances are you're going to be the last one they ever hire in that job. You're going to be the last woman, the last person of color. If you screw up, you done mess it up for about 10 people behind you. So that's where that pressure comes for us that we cannot have. As foolish as it may sound, we cannot have off days. You cannot be a scrub. And a scrub is a guy on the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
Oh my God.
Trying to holler at me. No, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. No, I don't want none of your time. Scrub. Scrub. So that's a scrub. So you, me, us, we cannot be scrubs, man. You have to dominate. You have to kick behind, man. You cannot go take these positions and managers and directors and presidents and vice presidents and all this other stuff and be a scrub. You got to be on your A game at all times. Don't put yourself in situations where your character is ever questioned. If you're worried about women accusing you of stuff, stop hanging with them after hours in places you shouldn't be. Don't put your, listen, leaders, this is why they fall, folks. There's 3 reasons leaders go down. Men and women. You want to hear what they are?
Yes.
I'm so glad you asked. They go down because they done did something with the money. Embezzlement, whatever. They lie, whatever, the money take them down. Or they're messing around with somebody that's not their husband or wife. They done got too touchy-feely, got too drunk, too comfortable. See, that's that alcohol. Y'all got to watch that because they're all morph you into things and have you doing things you shouldn't be doing. And if you go mess around and do something stupid, you're going to mess it up for all of us because they're going to, unfortunately, folks, in many cases, we represent the entire gender, the entire race. When you screw up, you mess up. I know we're all different. I get it. We're not the same. However, we're looked at that way as of now. And when one of us screw up, then you hurt the rest of us because some people assume that we're all alike. Now that's foolish, but that's a reality. And the other reason is we don't pay homage, man. You don't recognize people who helped you get to where you are. You forget the people who helped you. And you use them and you run them over. And then you forget all about them. Yeah. But see, you better learn how to pay homage, man, and pay respect to people that paved the way for you. Those are the 3 reasons. Because when you don't pay the respect, the people that paved the way for you and help you get to where you are, you jettison them, you forget them, and you start getting prideful and making mistakes. You don't have mentors or nobody holding you accountable. And I'm saying we should not be the last one. So you got to set people up. The organization I'm a CEO over now, I've been a CEO for many years. And the organization I'm a CEO over now, I'm the first African-American president CEO, man. And it's 50+ year history. I can't screw this up. People ask me, Kirk, why are you so intense? Because I'm thinking about 2 things in my work. One, The past, man. Who set me up to be where I am right now? And 2, the future. Who am I setting up to sit in this chair? That's a mandate, man. You get this degree, it is a mandate on you. Be prepared to be the first one they ever hired in that position. Look for the opportunity to be the first one. It's cool to be first. Now, this rough and tough and all that stuff. It's hard being first at anything. It's hard. You're going to get picked on, doubted. You're a woman. You're not smart. You're too pretty to have a brain. Yes, right, because women, y'all get objectified all the time. And you say, me, look at me. Child, please, it don't take a lot for men. Y'all women got it all messed up. Men, our standards ain't that high. Y'all got it all confused. See, you going up doing all this makeup, putting your face on, taking your face off, getting your hair done, getting it weave, believe. Whatever you doing all this stuff. You got a wig. Okay, I get it. You want to look nice, but man, stop it. Don't be doing it for us. We ain't got the high standards. All you need is the basics. Because guys, women, you get justified all the time. Listen to me. You're probably not going to change that. But what you can change is your objective. Yeah, they're going to look you up and down. Kill them with your success. Dominate. Don't be a damsel in distress. Oh, Mr. Man, get me out of this tree. Oh, save me. Stop, man. I don't mean this in a bad way at all, women. At all. Man up. Stop it, man. Stop acting like you weak when you know you ain't weak. Don't placate to satisfy somebody else's opinion of you. Stop. Why? Are you adjusting yourself down and dimming yourself down to fit somebody's expectation? It don't work that way. Can't be that. Dominate. If you're a person of color, listen, you can walk in a room full of 100 white people. And there may be 100 different opinions of who you are, who they think you are. Fine, man. I have no control over that. What you think is what you think. But here's what you're going to get. You can think whatever you want. But here's what you're going to get. You may walk in a bakery and be expecting peanut butter cookies. Because the sign kind of looked like a peanut butter cookie. You can't really tell. Maybe a macadamia. I don't know what it is, and then if you walk in my bakery and I serve you chocolate chip, then that's what you're going to get. Now you can think it's going to be peanut butter, but you're getting chocolate chip. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with that chocolate chip cookie. Either you're going to dip it in some milk, drink it with some hot chocolate, maybe some cappuccino. Maybe you don't do either one of those. Drink it, eat it with some coffee, whatever you want to do. But you're getting a chocolate chip cookie and you figure out what to do with it. Be a freaking chocolate chip cookie and be proud of it. Stop trying to be peanut butter when you know that ain't even your lane. Walking into a place and you a chocolate chip cookie and you trying to act like you got nuts. Ain't no nuts in no chocolate chip cookie and peanut butter, but not chocolate chip. But y'all acting nuts trying to be something you ain't. Chocolate chip, it is what it is. Either you want this or you don't. But what you're going to get is Kirk Ray Smith. Take it or leave it. See, y'all. I know, but see, so many people get in these positions, y'all act phony, and you start trying to be something you ain't. You start trying to use big words you don't even know what they mean, and you tell me, I feel excoriated. See, excoriated, you're using it in the wrong context, sweetheart. I felt like I got ameliorated. See, you're using it wrong. You didn't get ameliorated.
But don't you think it's different for men and women? Like,
yeah.
Women go in acting a certain way, like how you said before. We may be perceived as like, oh, they ghetto because how they talk, or someone was talking. I know I talk with my hands a lot. Right. And then so you're gonna be looked at. No, it's true. You're gonna be looked at differently. There's no question. As a woman, there's no question. That's right. But now I will say in terms of presentation, however, you do have to acquiesce and learn how to be flexible and adjust to your audience or your environment. That is true. Certain things you don't want to do when you go in front of certain people. That's just wisdom. That's not selling out. That's not compromising. That's just wisdom. Like, for example, like me, okay, being an African-American male,
I'm 6 feet tall. I'm dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? I mean 200 and something, but it's mostly muscle. You know what I'm saying? Except for my stomach. Except for my stomach. Take this out. You know what I'm saying? Take all this out. Everything else, it's muscle. You know what I'm saying? I got tattoos and everything. So what I'm saying, but I know when I walk into certain environments, I gotta adjust to my audience. I can't go all loud and crazy because it might scare them. Right. So I know I gotta calm it down because I'm a very passionate person, as y'all all know. I'm very passionate. So my passion, and so some people ain't ready for that passion. So I try to, dial it back a little bit, depending on in the room, who's in the room and what I'm asking for and what I'm presenting. But there again, I'm not going to sell out or run away from who I am because it's who I am has got me where I am today. Being who I am, authentic and original. And I'm saying that this is a reality, folks. You educated, soon to be educated individuals, you're going to be the first one. You're going to be the only one. And if you screw up, you're going to be the last one. That is it. Accept it. Don't run from it. It's not a bad thing. In fact, to be the first one, that says a lot about the people that gave you the opportunity. Me being the first one, African American, or should say black, I prefer black over African American, president and CEO of this organization that was brought on by a 98% white board, I thought the board was courageous for doing that. That sent the message. Now the goal is, now that I'm in place, I got to be successful. I cannot fail. I have to go hard every single day. There are no breaks. I will not, in my mind at least, believe I'll never get the benefit of the doubt of having a bad week, a bad month, a bad quarter, a bad year. I don't get that benefit. I don't get that. And it's unfortunate, but that's the reality. I know that. I'm not getting it. So in this country, African American men, for some reason, people assume the worst about us. I know that. I get it. I hope it changes, but I'm not going to give people what they expect from us. Just like with women, my wife, she's Canadian and she's black. And there ain't a whole lot of black people in Canada, but she, some. And she talks about being looked at as an angry black woman. She emailed someone at her job. She emailed a person and asked them to do something differently than how they did it before. It was a miscommunication. All she said was, hey, next time, can you do A, B, C, and D? That was it. And then the person reacted like they was afraid of her. But all she did was ask the question, made a recommendation. See, guys, that's what I'm talking about. We used to talk about cultural competency and perceptions. Okay, I told her, embrace, that's what it is. Then what do you do about it? Do you start going around and you start, what do you call it when you try to not like pander and you're trying to, I'm not mean. I'm nice and calm. I'm not that. See, this is what we do. When people assume something wrong about us, we fight hard to change it. And we do the wrong thing. You ain't got to go back and say, I'm not an angry black woman. Be consistent. Be consistent. Don't get angry because he thought you were angry. Because if you get angry because he thought you were angry, then what are you doing? You supporting his perception. Don't go off. When you're the first one, act like the first one. Remember when you was kids, or when in our house used to be packed full of people, some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, but anyway, that's a long story. But they say, well, who want, if something downstairs like for Christmas or, who want to be first one down? And you run because you was proud to be the first one. Me, right? The first, pick me, to be the first one. People want to be ahead of their class. They want to be the first one, top student, right? Act like that when you're the first one. Act proud to be the first one. Man, I'm proud to wear this mantle. This mantle being the first African-American, first woman, right? I'm first Hispanic, first person from India. You know what I'm saying? First one. You know what I mean? I'm first one. How many people from India at Springfield College? It ain't like people in India filling the hallways. You should be walking down this joint like you from India. Where you from? India. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time. I'm really not sure. Man, don't be bowing down to nobody. India is on point, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I don't eat beef. You know what I'm saying? Nobody trying to mess with no cows. Man, if I was from India, I'd be doing all kind of stuff you probably shouldn't do if you from India. I walk out with a shirt, India pride. Be proud of that difference. I'm proud. I'm glad to be black, man. I like being black. If I had to pick my race, black all day, black all the time. I'm black, and I like it. I'm not just black though. I'm dark skinned. On top of that, I'm proud of that. I'm a proud black man, man. I'm not racist or nothing, but I like being a black man. There's something about a black man that's irresistible. I don't know what it is. I was born with it. I'm proud of that, man. I'm a black, nothing against nobody else, but man, being a black man, y'all should be excited about that.
My
Only
sister, she makes shirts, and she had like on, she made a shirt. It was something like pertaining to like blackness, and she was like saying how she got like so many stares. Like she was like in a store, and they were like two Caucasian women. They were like looking at her crazy, like saying stuff. But I don't know. It's like something about like when you love your blackness, it's like they get offended.
right. But see, here's the thing too. But you can't have both ways. Now, if a person is white and they're proud of it, then let them be proud to be white. If they're European heritage or whatever they came from, because I'm telling you right now, if I was a white man, I'd be an incredible white man. Like seriously, I'd be one of the top white men in the nation. I would be an incredible white man. Seriously. I mean, they were like, man, you the best white man I ever met. I'm like, I know. I knew it back when I was black. I could have told you that. I need you to tell me I'm the best white man you ever met. Your brother? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I knew that. Back when I was black, I was telling people this. They didn't believe me. I'm just trying to tell you. People should be proud. Being proud of who you are doesn't make you a racist towards anybody else. That's being proud of who you are. And that's a line you got to draw. And some people take it too far. Like you're above or better or other races are inferior. That's wrong. But you should be very, very proud of who you are and your heritage and where you came. Like I'm proud of who I am, man. Because I have to be. If I'm not, man, I might as well jump off a cliff. Like, man, y'all got to be proud of who you are, what you look like, where you came from, your nappy hair, straight hair. Man, be proud of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even if you come out the house with a towel on your head, you should put that towel on with pride. And when you tie that scarf around your head, you know what I'm saying? You need to make sure you're going to find you some shoes to match your scarf. And you come up out of there and you like, man, I don't care what. They can say whatever you say. I'm a red bone with a light blue scarf on my head and light blue shoes. What's the problem? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What?
We got to make y'all natural hair beautiful.
No, I'm saying, man, if y'all got like that, I guarantee all the people that you, and I'm finishing up with this, but all the people who thought, oh man, the first one, the only one, oh my God, man, they will embrace you. They'll be curious about you. They'll ask questions of you. They'll call on you. Because that's all we need is to be a little bit more culturally competent. Once you do that, you're like, wow, you know what, Kirk is amazing. Mary, oh my God, I didn't know she's incredible. Really, that's what happens. When you do that, it changes. It's not, in other words, it's not necessarily foolish for us to be the first one, only one. I hope we're not the last one. But that's not a bad thing to be first and only. That's a good thing. That's progress. That means there's a chance for others. So I know part of my responsibility of being the first one or only one is I know there's certain other ones that look like me that won't get an opportunity unless I am the only one in the room. They wouldn't get the job if I wasn't where I am. I know that. People hire, who do they hire? Who they're comfortable with. That's how hiring works. So you guys are going to be in positions where you need to think about, well, can you create opportunities, not at the expense of anybody, any other group of people, but can you create opportunities so if you're a woman, young black girls coming up as professionals, and the only chance they're going to get if somebody like you gives them a shot. Young Hispanic girls, young girls from India who haven't really mastered the language, good people that are trying, but people like to use the language barrier as a reason not to hire them. But you can say, no, sweetheart, I'm going to give you a shot. See, I mean, don't you know people who are younger than us or behind us in terms of career, and they see us, they get inspired by us being in these positions. Yeah. That's why when y'all get y'all degree, make a big deal out of it. You don't even know what kind of message you send it. When you get that degree, you are sending an alarm, a loud sound to all the people that look like you. Man, I can do it too. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the responsibility you have. Don't brag about stuff. But man, I know I'm an inspiration to people. I know that I am an inspiration. I know I am, man. I know it. And so recognize that it's a good thing sometimes to be first and the only one because you can create opportunities for other people and you can educate people who aren't used to seeing you in those roles. And then once they get educated, it changes their worldview. And they see you differently, so now that helps other people down the road. Does that make sense? Yes. So is it foolish? Well, I mean, maybe in some cases that we don't get chances because there's nobody like us in the room. But you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. So that's why I'll say fool-ish. You know, like somebody said, I'll be there about 5-ish. Like some of y'all get to class at 9-ish.
Some get class
11-ish. And they might as well stay at home-ish. That's cool.